Well, all eyes are on South Africa this week. The Prime Minister has departed for Johannesburg this morning. He will be visiting South Africa from today until the 24th of this month to attend the 15th BRICS Summit at the invitation of the President of the Republic of South Africa. Now, this will be the first in-person BRICS Summit since the year 2019. And this summit, the MEA says, will provide an opportunity to review progress of the initiatives launched by this grouping and identify future areas of activity. The Prime Minister will also participate in a special event called BRICS Africa Outreach and BRICS Plus Dialogue, being organized by the BRICS Summit, which will include other countries invited by South Africa. Now, during his visit, the Prime Minister will hold bilateral meetings with some of the leaders present in Johannesburg. But why exactly is this summit a big deal? Well, the BRICS includes 5 economies, as you know, representing 42% of the world's population, 30% of the world's territory, 23% of global GDP, and around 18% of world trade. Now, even as the Prime Minister departed for Johannesburg, as you can see on your screens this morning, India has asserted that we have an open mind on the issue of expansion of the BRICS bloc of emerging economies amidst reports of differences among these 5 member states. Now, this was reiterated again at the briefing yesterday by the Ministry of External Affairs. In fact, Foreign Secretary Vinay Mohan Kwatra told reporters that we have a positive intent as a country and an open mind when it comes to BRICS expansion. My colleague Uma Shankar is tracking all the latest developments for us as far as the Prime Minister's touchdown in Johannesburg is concerned. He joins us over the phone line live at the moment. Uma sir, what's on the agenda in Johannesburg?
जी देखिए परमेश्वर, जो प्रधानमंत्री मोदी अभी साउथ अफ्रीका के लिए निकले हैं, काफी अहम ये दौरा है और इस दौरे में ब्रिक्स फ्रेमवर्क के जरिए जो आपसी सहयोग की बातचीत है वो तो होगी ही। निवेश और व्यापार को बढ़ाने को लेकर जो ब्रिक्स के सदस्य देश हैं उनके बीच तो बातचीत होगी ही, साथ ही साथ जो अफ्रीका आउटरीच है वो काफी अहम है, क्योंकि मेजबान देश के तौर पे साउथ अफ्रीका ने तकरीबन 60 से ज्यादा देशों को इनवाइट किया है, जिसमें अफ्रीकी ब्लॉक के बहुत सारे देश शामिल हैं। और भारत जो है वो अफ्रीकी देशों के साथ अपने द्विपक्षीय रिश्ते को आगे बढ़ाने के लिहाज से जो द्विपक्षीय बातचीत है वो होगी। हालांकि विनय क्वात्रा ने कल ये कहा कि जो द्विपक्षीय बातचीत का शेड्यूल है वो अभी तैयार किया जा रहा है, लेकिन ये उम्मीद की जा रही है कि कई सारे अफ्रीकी देशों के साथ प्रधानमंत्री मोदी की द्विपक्षीय बातचीत होगी और इस लिहाज से काफी अहम है, क्योंकि इस क्षेत्र में भारत जो है अपना दबदबा और अपना जो प्रभाव है वो बढ़ाना चाहेगा। इसके अलावा अहमियत इस बात को लेकर भी है क्योंकि चीन के जो राष्ट्रपति हैं शी जिनपिंग वो यहाँ पर होंगे और 2019 के बाद ये उम्मीद की जा रही है कि पहली बार दोनों ही राष्ट्राध्यक्षों के बीच जो है वो बातचीत होगी। खासतौर पे गलवान की घटना के बाद दोनों देशों के रिश्ते जो हैं वो काफी तनाव से गुजर रहे हैं और एलएसी पे जिस तरह की यथास्थिति को बदलने की कोशिश चीन की तरफ से हुई है, भारत लगातार उसको लेकर अपनी बात कहता रहा है। तो देखना है कि क्या शी जिनपिंग के साथ उनकी मुलाकात होती है तो क्या उसमें बात होती है, क्या रिश्ते को आगे बढ़ाने को लेकर जो बाली में G20 में एक संक्षिप्त सी बातचीत हुई थी, क्या उस सिलसिले में आगे बात बढ़ती है। तो ये काफी अहम है, इस बात को लेकर उस पर नजर बनी रहेगी। और एक और अहम बात परमेश्वर कि क्योंकि G20 की जो बैठक है वो अगले महीने भारत में होने वाली है और भारत की कोशिश है कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा जो मेंबर हैं वो इसमें हिस्सा लें, तो कई सारे G20 देश के जो राष्ट्राध्यक्ष हैं वो जोहानिसबर्ग में होंगे और वहां पर एक बेहतर तालमेल बनाने की कोशिश होगी ताकि जो साझा बयान G20 में आना है उसको लेकर एक आम सहमति बन सके। तो कई लिहाज से पीएम मोदी का ये दौरा काफी अहम है और अगले 3 दिनों तक हमारी निगाह इस बात पर बनी रहेगी। अंतिम दिन 25 अगस्त को पीएम ग्रीस भी जाएंगे, जहां द्विपक्षीय स्तर की बातचीत होगी। 1983 के बाद पहली बार ये किसी भारतीय प्रधानमंत्री का ग्रीस का दौरा है, तो ये भी अपने आप में काफी अहमियत रखता है। परमेश्वर।
As always, Uma sir, thank you so much for joining us with that crucial update. As my colleague Uma Shankar has explained, it is a crucial BRICS summit for our Prime Minister. And from Johannesburg, the Prime Minister is to travel to Greece, making him the first Indian PM to visit the country since Indira Gandhi back in 1983. And let's turn our attention now to what's happening in Manipur. Well, a tribal group in Manipur today reimposed an indefinite blockade on 2 national highways, demanding adequate supplies of essential commodities to Kuki-Zo communities in the hill areas of the state. Now, NH2 connects Imphal with Dimapur in Nagaland, and NH37 links Imphal with Assam's Silchar. Both highways are vital to Manipur to maintain surface communication with the rest of the country via Nagaland as well as Assam. We've got my colleague Ratnadeep Chaudhary joining us live this morning with a quick update. Ratnadeep, this is now the third highway blockade since the violence broke out.
That's right. In fact, this is the third highway blockade. In fact, it has started yesterday. And let me tell you, although the Kuki Zomi groups have called it, one of the Kuki Zomi groups, to be very precise, Committee for Tribal Unity, which is very powerful in Kankopi district, and therefore the impact is mostly on NH2, which is the lifeline of Manipur. It connects the capital Imphal to Dimapur in Nagaland. It is the shortest surface route to reach Manipur. However, the group is also claiming that they have imposed a blockade on National Highway 37, the alternative route to Imphal, which links Jiribam in Manipur to southern Assam and onwards to Meghalaya. And therefore, but what the state police is saying is that yesterday the movement of 171 vehicles along the national highway with essential items have been ensured. Strict security measures are taken up at all vulnerable locations, and security convoy is provided in sensitive stretches in order to ensure free and safe movement of the vehicles. Therefore, this is the official statement from the state police. So therefore, the National Highway 37, although a blockade has been called, but it is open. So movement is taking place through National Highway 37. Also, in an important development, the United Naga Council, the apex body of the Naga community in Manipur, has actually, it has actually raised issues with the demands of the Kuki community, Kuki Zo community. It has issued a very important statement saying that, a lot of the demands which have been placed in the memorandums to the Prime Minister and some of the demands of the Kuki Zo community actually infringe into the Naga areas. Remember, the Naga groups have been saying that they should be kept out of this conflict between the two warring communities, the Kuki Zo and the Meiteis. And now it seems with the Naga peace talks also happening in Delhi, the Naga groups have also started to take their position, and they have basically raised their objections to several of the demands which the Kuki community, the Kuki Zomi community have placed to center, including a separate arrangement, because the Naga community says that it is kind of an, it overlaps their areas. So this is going to make things even more complex for center to come to reach into some sort of solution in terms of the Manipur crisis, given the fact that even the state government had recommended assembly session on 21st of August, but till now the governor of Manipur has not given her nod, has not called the session. So therefore, although violence has come down, which is good news, the incidents of firing and arsons have come down, but at ground zero, all the groups are now hardening their position as center looks forward to find a roadmap for solution to the crisis in Manipur.
As always, Ratnadeep, thank you so much for joining us with that update. An indefinite blockade on two national highways in Manipur. After NH2 now, as Ratnadeep Chaudhary is reporting, National Highway 37 in Manipur is blocked. With that, let's turn our attention now to a crucial story in Delhi. A senior official with the Delhi government and his wife have been arrested by the Delhi police after the officer was accused of raping a teenage girl, his friend's daughter, in 2020 when she was 14 years old. Police say the official's wife allegedly gave the teen abortion pills when she became pregnant. The teen, in severe depression, told the doctors treating her about the ordeal. The officer, who ironically was with the Women and Child Development Department of the Delhi government, has been suspended. So official Premodai Khaka and his wife have now been arrested.
Senior Delhi government official Premodai Khaka and his wife arrested by the Delhi police. After Khaka, an officer on special duty with the Women and Child Development Department, was accused of raping a teenager, his friend's daughter, repeatedly over a 5-month period from October 2020 to February 2021. The teen was 14 at the time of the alleged crime and was living with Khaka and his wife after the death of her father, who was known to the accused. Khaka's wife allegedly gave the teen abortion pills after she became pregnant to keep the matter under wraps. After suffering repeated panic attacks earlier this month, the teen's mother admitted her to hospital where she detailed the incident before doctors.
हमारे पास हॉस्पिटल से इतला आई थी और 13 तारीख को ये पॉक्सो और 376 के सेक्शंस और अदर सेक्शंस के अंडर ये केस दर्ज हुआ है हमारे। एक नाबालिग लड़की है जो हॉस्पिटल में इलाज कराने उसको उसकी मदर लेकर आती है, तो उसके दौरान जो उनकी ट्रीटमेंट में मेडिकेशन में जो निकला है उसके चलते ये केस हुआ है।
The allegations against the officer have sparked massive outrage, with Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal moving to suspend him.
जो बात आ रही है कि उनकी पत्नी खुद इसके साथ इस कृत्य के अंदर सम्मिलित थी, ये तो बहुत हैरान कर देने वाली बात है और पूरे समाज को हिला देने वाली घटना है। तो अब मुख्यमंत्री जी ने स्वयं इस अधिकारी को सस्पेंड करने के आदेश मुख्य सचिव को दिए हैं। सख्त से सख्त सजा इसके अंदर होनी चाहिए।
The Delhi police say the teen survivor is not in a condition yet to give a statement before a magistrate. Police, however, are making arrangements to ensure this is done as soon as she feels better. With Mukesh Sengar, Bureau Report, NDTV.
And now news from Telangana, where Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao has moved first and fast. He has announced BRS candidates for most assembly seats. In fact, 115 of the 119 seats, the candidates have been announced for them. KCR will contest from 2 seats, from Gajwel and Kamareddy.
First mover advantage for the ruling BRS in Telangana, as party president Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao announced his first list of candidates for 115 out of 119 assembly seats in the state, seeking a third term in office.
95 ప్లేస్ గెలవాలని నా అంచనా అండి. 95 to 105 మధ్య. ఎమ్మెల్యే ఎలక్షన్ కాదు, ఎట్లా మీరు గెలిపిస్తారు, మీరు ఆశీర్వదిస్తారు, నాకు ఆ విశ్వాసం ఉంది. ఎంపీ ఎన్నికలలో కూడా ఖచ్చితంగా 17 సీట్స్ గెలవాలా. ఇందులో మాకు ఎటువంటి అరమరికలు లేవు. మజ్లిస్ పార్టీ, బీఆర్ఎస్ పార్టీ రెండు చట్టాపట్టాలు వేసుకొని ఫ్రెండ్లీ పార్టీగా మేము ఉన్నాం.
KCR has chosen to retain most sitting MLAs, bringing in new candidates for only 7 seats. Anti-incumbency, if any, leaders say, will be overridden by KCR's development and welfare template. KCR himself will be contesting from Kamareddy in addition to his Gajwel assembly seat.
So, our Honorable Chief Minister and our party leader K. Chandrasekhar Rao, KCR, is confident that in spite of having some anti-incumbency to some individuals in their respective assembly segments, yes, our party glamour and the schemes which we have implemented, definitely it will give results in winning.
Both the Congress and the BJP seem still weeks away from announcing candidates. Chief Minister KCR, who would largely target the BJP till a few months ago, now trains his guns largely on the Congress that has gained momentum post its victory in Karnataka.
Karnataka has no relevance to Telangana, and because what is happening in Karnataka now people are realizing, treacherous power cuts, load shedding in Bangalore city, where we don't expect to happen. What is happening there?
Most of his sitting MLAs have all been retained. 98% I must say have been retained, which certainly shows quite a bit of confidence, because he is seeking office third consecutive time, meaning he is hoping to stage a hat-trick with these elections. 2018 also K. Chandrasekhar Rao had in fact announced his candidates at one go, surprised his competition, but at that time of course circumstances were different, because he was at that time dissolving the assembly and advancing the elections as well. One question that's being asked is, why is KCR contesting from 2 places, Kamareddy as well as Gajwel? In Hyderabad, with camera person Nagaraju, Uma Sudhir, NDTV.
As always, we'll keep tracking all the latest developments for you here on NDTV 24/7. Taking a quick break for now.
नमस्ते, मैं हूं अभिषेक बच्चन। NDTV खास करके मध्य प्रदेश और छत्तीसगढ़ के लिए एक नया और अलग चैनल लेके आ रहा है और इस कार्य के लिए आप सबको एनडीटीवी में ढेर सारे शुभकामनाएं।
Welcome back. Let's get you the latest on India's 20 minutes of terror. Well, India's Chandrayaan 3 is all set to create history by attempting to soft land the Vikram lander with the Pragyan rover in its belly near the south pole of the moon. The nail-biting last 20 minutes are being described as 20 minutes of terror and could be like the tight finish of a T20 match. Our in-house expert Pallav Bagla explains the details of the landing process and the journey so far for Chandrayaan 3.
Here we have a majestic liftoff of LTM-3 M4 rocket carrying India's prestigious Chandrayaan 3 spacecraft.
India's celestial 20 minutes of terror. India will go through a nail-biting 20 minutes of terror or a T20 finish.
Liftoff normal, P1 tracking.
After a majestic liftoff, ISRO's Bahubali rocket put Chandrayaan 3 in the Earth's orbit.
200 stages are separated.
Chandrayaan 3 took many rounds of the Earth gaining velocity. On August 1st, 2023, Chandrayaan was nudged towards the moon on its 3.84 lakh kilometer lonely journey. On August 5th, 2023, the Chandrayaan satellite gently entered into the moon's orbit and settled in its embrace. In a crucial maneuver, the propulsion module and the Vikram lander with the Pragyan rover separated on August 17, 2023, when the satellite was in a 153 km by 163 km orbit. Soon, the Vikram lander is brought closer to the moon's surface in an elliptical orbit before the powered descent can begin. On the day of the landing, the 20 minutes of terror or the T20 kick in for a nail-biting finish. In the powered descent, the Vikram starts hurtling down towards the moon's surface at a velocity of 1.68 kilometers per second, which is nearly 6,048 kilometers per hour, almost 10 times the velocity of an airplane. Vikram is now slowing down with all 4 engines firing, but the lander is still almost horizontal to the surface of the moon. It then touches down on the lunar surface with just 2 engines firing, and the legs have been designed to take a maximum impact of 3 meters per second or about 10.8 kilometers per hour. Once the sensors on the legs feel the surface, the engines are shut down and the 20 minutes of terror are over. India's flag reaches the moon surface. Subsequently, the ramp opens up, the Pragyan rover is rolled down. Once the Pragyan rover reaches the lunar surface, the rover is then free to move around the moon. The big moment arrives when the Vikram lander takes images of the rover and the Pragyan rover takes images of the lander. The first selfies by India from the lunar surface are then beamed back to India. Now, the real science can begin. The Vikram lander and the rover are both solar powered, and are made to last one lunar day, which translates to 14 Earth days. In New Delhi, Pallav Bagla for NDTV.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Liftoff.
On NDTV, the best and most accurate coverage of the Chandrayaan-3 mission with space experts and world-class commentary. India's moment of pride, our moon shot. The final countdown has begun. A landing expected early evening on Wednesday. NDTV will bring you updates with me, Vishnu Shom and Pallav Bagla right here on NDTV 24/7.
Well, with that, we're slipping into a very short break. We're back in a moment with much more. Do stay with us. Let's take a quick look at the top stories from around the world. Well, thousands in Los Angeles County in the United States are still without power. Palm Springs continues to be hit by flooding, and the impact in Texas is expected to be felt today. Another tropical storm is headed for Texas, is what US forecasters warn. Now, Tropical Storm Hillary flooded streets, downed power lines and triggered mudslides across Southern California after unleashing record-breaking downpours overnight. But no US deaths were attributed to the storm and fears of disaster dissipated. The United States approved a $12 billion sale of Apache attack helicopters to Poland. This is a giant deal with a frontline ally supporting Ukraine in its war against the Russian invasion. Now, Poland decided last year to seek the Apaches to replace its aging Soviet-era helicopter fleet as concerns mounted over historical nemesis, Russia. North Korea denounced South Korea and the United States for staging their annual joint military exercise, warning that the drills could trigger an unprecedented thermonuclear war on the Korean peninsula. Now, according to state media, Korean Central News Agency, the North also accused Seoul, Washington and Tokyo of holding their trilateral summit at Camp David last week to adopt a series of documents to detail, plan and formulate nuclear war provocations. Japan will begin releasing wastewater from the wrecked Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant from Thursday in defiance of opposition from fishing communities, China, as well as some scientists. Now, the Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida has said that disposing of more than 1 million tons of water being stored at the site is an essential part of the long and complex process to decommission the plant. Former US President Donald Trump has said he will turn himself in on Thursday in Georgia to face racketeering and other charges stemming from his bid to overturn the 2020 US election. Writing on his platform Truth Social, Trump said that the day he would be arrested by a radical left district attorney, a Georgia official who brought the year's fourth indictment against the former president. The judge in the case earlier approved a $200,000 bond for Trump in the racketeering case filed against him in the southern state. Well, in other news, R. Pragnananda, continuing his dream run, took world number 3 Fabiano Caruana out of his comfort zone, pulled him into shorter time control games and nailed him to challenge favourite Magnus Carlsen in the final of the World Cup in Baku, Azerbaijan. And the launch of NDTV MP Chhattisgarh. Well, from the heart of India, NDTV MP Chhattisgarh now brings you ground reports, and it will be available on cable and DTH. Also, log on to our website mpcg.ndtv.in for the latest updates from Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh.
आपको पता है कि एनडीटीवी खबरों की दुनिया में भरोसे का, विश्वास का दूसरा नाम है। इसी प्रकार एक बदलाव ये आया है कि एनडीटीवी की जो अब नई ओनरशिप और नया मैनेजमेंट है वो एएमजी मीडिया नेटवर्क के पास है। बीजेपी कहती है डबल इंजन की सरकार, तो डबल भरोसे की पत्रकारिता हम आपके सामने करके दिखाने की कोशिश करेंगे।
भरोसे की जिस अनमोल विरासत को एनडीटीवी नेटवर्क ने सालों से संजो कर रखा है, उसी भरोसे को मिलने जा रही है नई ताकत। अब होने जा रहा है खबरों में आपके भरोसे का विस्तार। चैनल और सभी डिजिटल प्लेटफॉर्म पर आपके राज्य की खबरें दमदार। एनडीटीवी नेटवर्क गर्व से पेश करता है स्टेट ऑफ द आर्ट टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ नया रीजनल चैनल एनडीटीवी मध्य प्रदेश छत्तीसगढ़।
टीम एनडीटीवी का मैं मध्य प्रदेश की धरती पर हृदय से स्वागत करता हूं और मैं इस बात के लिए भी आपको धन्यवाद देता हूं कि आपने अपने गुलदस्ते का पहला फूल मध्य प्रदेश को दिया है।
हमारे जो एडिटर इन चीफ है उनका कहना है कि ये एक हाइपर लोकल रहेगा, लोकल इश्यूज पे बात करेगा और पॉजिटिव इश्यूज पे बात करेगा।
आपको सबसे पहले बधाई, आज आपका चैनल लॉन्च हो रहा है और मुझे उम्मीद है जो प्रेस का दायित्व है आप सब इसका पालन करेंगे।
एनडीटीवी का विश्वास जो आप लोगों के दिल में रहा है वो अब हिंदुस्तान के दिल में भी आ गया है। छत्तीसगढ़ और छत्तीसगढ़ी अस्मिता, छत्तीसगढ़ियावाद, ये अब एक हाउस होल्ड चर्चा का विषय बन गया है।
छत्तीसगढ़ राज्य बना भी तो 3 साल तो बनने में निकल गया, लेकिन लोग महसूस ही नहीं कर रहे थे कि हम लोगों का अपना अलग राज्य बना है। भाषा के हिसाब से राज्य बन गया, लेकिन सांस्कृतिक रूप से आज भी वो संस्कृति जीवित है।
छत्तीसगढ़ के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री हमारे साथ हैं, रमन सिंह जी, बहुत बहुत स्वागत है डॉक्टर साहब आपका।
मैं बहुत सारी शुभकामनाएं एनडीटीवी छत्तीसगढ़ मध्य प्रदेश लॉन्चिंग के इस अवसर पे शुभकामना देता हूं, बधाई देता हूं और छत्तीसगढ़ देश के सामने किस प्रकार हम प्रस्तुत करना चाहते हैं, एक सार्थक भूमिका एनडीटीवी के उस पर रहे और निश्चित रूप से जो हमारा अनुभव है इस पे आप सफल हो, ये मेरी शुभकामना है।
आप देख रहे हैं एनडीटीवी मध्य प्रदेश छत्तीसगढ़।